Hello and welcome back to another stream. It is the Nets taking on the Bucks. I am still under the weather, which is just magnificent news, but energy-wise feeling a lot better. So bit of a trade-off. But we are here for game number 34. It is the second night of a back-to-back. Wow. It's holy shit. D'Lo is the first player in NBA history with 20 plus points and 5 plus assists in each debut game with the same team. So I'm assuming the first time he played with us, he had similar numbers. But that was the major talking point out of last night's game, even though we got smacked up by 17 points. You can see D'Lo's stat line come up on the bottom of the screen there. 22 points on 9 of 13 shooting. 8 dimes, and most of those pretty. And a couple of blocks in there with a steal. So he had a really good showing in his return game. First game in a Brooklyn Nets uniform in about 6 years. So really good to see. Likewise with the amount of people in chat this early on. Welcome to everyone who's just joined us. It is the Nets taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. The Nets are 12 and 21. They have lost quite a few games, I think. Definitely haven't been on the winning side of form in recent times, but that is a good thing, of course, because we have aspirations to get a high draft pick, of course. But that being said, we do want to see the team perform or play well. Yesterday, we conceded 130, but I don't think the scoreline really reflects how we actually played. I think we played a decent match, in all honesty. The fourth quarter things dropped away, and there is a really fascinating stat concerning our defense. I'm pretty sure our defense has been the worst in the league over a 4-game span. Let me have a look. We do also have Cam Thomas back tonight, which is a great sight to see. In the games that we missed Cam Thomas, we were 4-9. And our offensive rating, which was 8th when Thomas was playing, it's been 29th in the time that he was injured. So fair to say the offense is probably going to see a vast improvement with him in the team. D'Lo in the team, who's also starting today, mind you. So that's going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, I swear I saw a stat the other day that talked about how shit our defense has been. Also, this was a stat on Christmas Eve. The offense in the games that we didn't have, or the offense we had in the 3 games since trading Dennis up to Christmas Eve, we were 29th for points per game, 27th for assists, 28th for turnovers, and our field goal percentage and 3-point percentage was the worst in the league. So that is what you want to see if you're pro tank. But at the same time, it's not good for the eyes when you're watching this Nets team play ball. I'm pretty sure we'd conceded like 500 points over 4 games. 530 something points over 4 games. Let me have a look. I don't know who tweeted it. Yeah, I can't work it out, but it's I think this is what we're going to see. I think this is going to be what we need to be subjected to, because D'Lo and Cam Thomas backcourt duo, it's not going to be great. It's not going to be great at all, which is a good thing, I guess. Let me have a look. Yeah, I just can't find the stat, and it's going to piss me off. But definitely an intriguing game ahead. We've won the 2 of the 3 games we've played against Milwaukee this season. The last time we played them, though, that was about a week ago. We beat them by 6. And if we cast our minds back, Clowney hit 20 or got 20 points. He hit 6 threes. Cam Johnson had 29 on 13 shots. And Shake Milton off the bench. You'll remember he had a 14-point fourth quarter. He scored like 14 of our first 16 points to get us back in the game. A late match rally, and we outscored them in the fourth 35-23 to win the game by 6. For the Bucks, they didn't have Dame or Giannis, so they definitely were on struggle street for stages. They had a really good second quarter, but outside of that, things were pretty difficult for them. And I'd say we had the upper hand for most of the game. We outscored them in 3 of the 4 quarters. So we probably deserved to win the matchup. I remember the start to the game was pretty slow. But then both teams sort of kicked into gear a little bit as the game wore on. So, yeah. Definitely going to be interesting to see what sort of performance we get tonight. The Bucks are 17 and I think 13. 17 and 14. They are good for 5th in the Eastern Conference. They are 11 and 5 at home. But we've, of course, beaten them there once. So it is possible. The Bucks, in their only win against us, beat us by 5. And that's been the lowest margin in all 3 games. So in that meeting that we lost to them, Dame only scored 15 and he had 11 free throws. So that's where most of his points came from. But they got 20 from Trent and 23 from Portis off the bench. He hit 5 threes in that game and went 9 of 10 from the field. Giannis at 34 and 11. So I think it's fair to say that the Bucks really relied on Giannis in that game, and they're going to need Dame to probably deliver today, because I wouldn't say you're going to get another 43 points between Portis and Trent today. So they're definitely going to need to see a bit more from their starting unit, which was lacking in that matchup. So yeah, I think this is going to be an entertaining game. I'll be right back. I've just got to get a tissue because that head cold is not helping me out one bit. I'll be right back shortly, definitely here before the start of the game. So I'll just be a minute or two. All right, we are back and we're ready to go for jump ball. I don't know why the Nets have 8 points on there, but it will be the starting lineup for the Bucks is probably their best lineup they would have had all season. The Nets have got D'Lo, Wilson, Claxton, Johnson, and Keon Johnson. So the Bucks have got Giannis, Dame, Lopez, Middleton, and Andre Jackson. So the Bucks win the tip, and we are underway. And it will be Giannis, who looks for the handoff, gives it to Middleton, out to Jackson. Dame, 3 is offline, and the rebound by D'Lo coming off a 22.8 assist game. He'll look to get the Nets on the board early. No Ben Simmons tonight. No Noah Clowney or Max Lewis. Beautiful play off the ball to free up Johnson, who scored with the left hand off the window. That off-ball screen work does us wonders for a team that has a little bit more inexperience. Middleton 3 is short. The rebound by Claxton. And D'Lo will bring it up. First minute of the game. Cross uses the Claxton screen. Weaves inside and shoots off balance. It's off for 2. Middleton with the rebound. Dame on the wing. They're going to look for Giannis, who's probably going to have Wilson as the assignment. Dame shoots the 3. That one's off as well. And the board is knocked into space for D'Lo to collect. Now Cam Johnson, a Claxton in the middle. Picks up his dribble and rolls it back out to Keon Johnson. Gets inside, skip past to D'Lo. Pump fake. Gets inside and has his shot blocked by Lopez. Giannis will push the pace and then slow things up as he inches his way into the mid-range and now backs down Wilson. Good cutter is Lopez, and he scores the Bucks' first points of the game on their 4th or 5th attempt, actually. So Nets probably had a little opportunity for some breathing space early, but have come up empty on a few trips. Claxton looking for D'Lo. Switch. Claxton the roller. They read that well. However, the ball was knocked out of bounds as Claxton tried to rake in the pass. And it will be Bucks ball. So, Middleton brings it up. Now, Dame, they're going to look for Giannis here. I think Claxton's going to get that assignment. Numbers collapse. Johnson's the help defender. There's the block by Claxton. However, the Bucks get an offensive rebound and Dame misses another 3. Claxton is able to get a strong rebound. The Nets will push the pace. Wilson is going to drive in on Lopez, but he stays with the man. Rolls it out to Cam Johnson. That 3's off. And the board by Giannis. So 3 minutes nearly gone here and both teams struggling on offense early. Giannis the layup. He's fouled and he scores for 2. And he has something to say to the official as well. Yeah, we never had a bigger body to man up on Giannis there. We are a smaller starting 5. Jalen Wilson playing the 4. He's not short, but you know, he's in comparison to Giannis is far superior. So free throw coming up here for Giannis after he made the 2 and he's off. The offensive rebound has somehow ended up in the lap of the Bucks again and Dame hits a 3 and punishes. So it ends up being a 5-point play on one trip. That's incredibly frustrating. I don't know how Lopez was able to palm it to himself. 7-2 Bucks. D'Lo on the wraparound. He's lost his defender. There's the lob. Good find by D'Lo. I feel like he's going to feast on those lobs. He's a good passer, so Claxton, I think, is going to benefit greatly. Here's Lopez on the wing. He's going to take it inside. He's got Wilson guarding, and that is going to be a matchup I think they mess with all day. 9-4 Milwaukee. We're nearly 4 minutes gone, and I haven't even restarted the clock, which is just great on my part, but we'll update that. Another lob on offer. Claxton's fouled by Damian Lillard, who nearly read that backdoor cut by Claxton. So 2 free throws here for Claxton, who had a double-double last night and scored 16 points. Yet again, misses a free throw, though. D'Lo really looked like he hadn't even skipped a beat. Like, yesterday's game, it's like he'd played with the team all season. So that was a really positive sign. Here's Dame going to drive on Keon Johnson, and he swats that shit. Good anticipation. Dame's had a pretty rough start from the field. He's like 0 of 4. And he's missed a number of three-point attempts. A mixed bag, if you will. Here's Giannis on the outside. They were looking for the pocket pass. How on earth is that a kickball? That's hit his fucking shin, his kneecap. What? That is an absolute bailout. That should have been a steal. Beautiful backdoor cut by Middleton. There was no one assuming responsibility, and they just get gifted another 2, which has seemed to be the common trend early on. Claxton shoots a tough shot. It's off. Wilson nearly got the offensive board. Johnson ended up with it, and he got blocked by Giannis. And they're going to try get the steal. Giannis lost the ball, but got it back. He's just an absolute force, and they call a timeout. So there's nothing you can do when they run the break and Giannis has the ball in his hands, because he's a freight train, and the Nets don't really have anyone that can go with him today. So 13 of 5 start. I think this is what I probably did expect going into the match, but regardless, I don't think it's been an awful start from our standards. We've forced a couple misses, but Bucks have been bailed out, I reckon, for half of their points, to be honest. Every Buck has gotten on the score sheet, which will be a good sign for them. I've put... Jesus. I'm dying over here. D'Lo's got a couple of rebounds and an assist in the early going, which isn't a bad start by any stretch for him. Claxton's already got the 3 points, a couple of rebounds in there. D'Lo's been a good facilitator in helping fund those points, but really the Nets have struggled. They had 2 of 8. And the Bucks have already got a couple blocks to their name, and they're shooting the ball quite well. They've had 5 extra shots already. Even though Dame's been 1 of 5, they've been able to offset that with, you know, all the other shots they've had. And after a slow start, they are now 6 of 13. They lead by 8. And Giannis has been a force. He's already got the 3 assists, but his buckets have definitely been notable. Just literally putting the head down, going downhill, getting to the rim. It's been pretty difficult to contain. If you are enjoying, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets versus the Sixers on the weekend, so make sure to tune in for that game. We will be right here, so you won't want to miss that. Alrighty. 13 to 5 the score. We'll be back in a few short moments. Alrighty. Damn, Clax has had 69 point rebound double-doubles. That's top 10 in the entire franchise, which is sort of crazy, and he's only 24. So if he remains a Net for a long period of time, he definitely probably is going to be in the top 5. Nets have made a change. Martin's in for Keon Johnson. That seemed to be a move that has been made a couple of times in recent games. Cam Johnson's open for 3, and you just cannot make that mistake and have that mental lapse. Dame was responsible for that. And the Nets knocked down their first 3-pointer of the game, I believe. Here's Lopez on the outside, guarded by Martin. Dame is not shy. He misses another 3, though. That's miss number 5. Here's D'Lo. Cross court to Cam Johnson, guarded by Giannis. Claxton at the elbow. We'll feed it back out to D'Lo at the logo. Uses the Claxton screen. Good skip pass to Martin. He's not shy either. Claxton could have been pushed there and forced the over-the-back foul. Instead, they go up the other end and they score another layup courtesy of Giannis. Johnson, extra, smart move. And then one more pass there for Jalen Wilson. We drew the defenders in quite nicely, and that's very well worked. Good team basketball there. Cam Johnson kicked off that, and there was a ripple effect. So the Nets make 2 of their last 3 buckets. Middleton on the perimeter. Across to Giannis. They'll look for Dame again, who will kick it out to Middleton and try weave his way through. He created a bit of separation, but was short on the mid-range. D'Lo's going to push the pace. And the cutter is Johnson. The layup with the right hand is good. And the Nets have done a good job in the last couple of possessions of not coming up empty-handed. 3 of the last 4 shots have been makes after they missed 6 of their first 8. Here's Dame. Above the break. He'll get inside as he drives baseline. Where's the fucking foul there? Jalen Wilson has no idea what that's for. So it'll be free throws here for Dame. Cam Thomas and Day'Ron Sharpe, of course, the duo from the same draft class, are going to check in. Cam Thomas had 25 against Orlando, but it was an inefficient 6 of 18. So Dame's free throws, usually very, very reliable. Makes the first. Thomas in. And he will replace, I believe, D'Angelo Russell, who had a pretty good stint out the blocks. I feel like watching Nets basketball will be a little bit easier because we can run D'Lo in one unit and then run Cam Thomas in the other. I imagine that's what will occur. If Cam Thomas is fully fit, I imagine D'Lo will slot right back into the bench. 5 on the floor is Claxton, Johnson, Thomas, Sharpe, and Martin. So Claxton and Sharpe on the floor at the same time with no Clowney. Zaire Williams is available, but they haven't used him yet. Sharpe rolls. He's fouled. And it'll be 2 shots. Giannis, I don't think, believes that was a foul either. Potentially a block there. And he's probably right, you know, but they're not going to use the challenge too early, it seems. They'll let the center shoot free throws. Day'Ron makes the first. So after a very slow start out the blocks, the Nets have gotten the scoring to tick over a little bit. They are now shooting a much better 5 of 12, I think, from the field. Only the 1 3-pointer made, though. Luckily, the Bucks haven't been any more prolific. Giannis, guarded by Claxton, on the outside. Giannis is going to back Claxton down and shoot over the top of him. That's a good shot. There's nothing you can do about that. I don't think you could play much better of a defensive brand. Giannis still able to overcome the assignment. Thomas will use that Claxton screen, get inside. There's the lob. Claxton! Upstairs! 19 to 16. And Clax has been really, really good with those lobs. I'm loving that the guards are honoring the roll to the rim. Sharpe knocks it away as Prince was trying to go up. Thomas will go forward, get inside. There's the foul, and 1! Falling away, he's able to score. And Prince, after getting or picking up a turnover on one end. He commits the foul on the other, so that's not the best sequence you will see from Taurean Prince, but for the Nets, you love to see it. It'll be free throws. Zaire Williams is going to come into the game. He's been out for a while. I think it was about a month. Cam Johnson going to sit. So Zaire was in a real bad shooting slump after he started the season off on an absolute tear. Let's see what offensive capabilities he possesses. But the Nets have tied the game. Rollins is in for Milwaukee with Gary Trent, so they're nearly running an all-bench unit with Giannis out there. Still, guarded by Sharp now. Settles for a 2, and he's short on that one. Cam Thomas with the rebound. Picks up his dribble. 1-2 with Claxton. Clax was clearly tied up as he tried to get to the basket and capitalize on another one of those lobs that have been so successful in the first quarter. I tell you what, Dayron and Claxton out there, that's a very unique look that you very rarely will see in the modern NBA. Two non-shooting bigs. Two non-shooting bigs on the floor at the same time. I guess you can sort of afford it a little when Cam Thomas can score just about anywhere with plenty of defensive coverage. How has he got that to go? He scores the banker as well, CT. He's so crafty. The Nets are on a 7-0 burst, but Trent can cancel that out. No, he can't. Claxton with the rebound. And he's going to bring it up. Nearly lost the handle. Takes on Giannis, but settles. Gives it to Thomas, who'll shoot a baseline delivery. It's off. And the rebound for Milwaukee. I believe they've got the numbers, but Giannis has it knocked away. And he just lost the ball out of bounds. It's going to be Nets ball. That's great defensive work by Claxton. So the Nets will have the basketball here. Opportunity to get it up to a 2-possession game. Martin, good bit of hesitation. It's off. But the follow by Claxton or Dayron Sharp, it doesn't really matter. They all count the same. This is a very tall lineup, though. Sharp, Claxton, and Zaire all out there. Portis has his dunk blocked by Zaire. He's met at the summit. Thomas, he's going to look for a lob. Or Zaire in the dunker spot. He wanted a whistle. Oh my God, Portis is fucking full of it. He's done nothing all game. And he's talking a ton of shit. You just got swatted on one end and you have the audacity to talk shit on the other side. Portis is a menace. But the Nets have responded after they were down 13-5. They've gone on an 18-6 run. And Claxton's been a main contributor. He's got another 7 points and 6 rebounds in the first quarter. I don't think we used him nearly enough in the second half yesterday. It's quite clear that when he performs, the offense looks a lot better. And he is playing definitely very, very well out the gate. Cam Thomas with 5 points. It looks like Clax has had the 2 points taken away and Dayron's got 2 points added to his tally. So that's a little bit stiff, but D'Lo's had the 3 assists already. And they've come, you know, in different ways. Keon Johnson with a bucket. We've done well. A couple of blocks early, a steal in there. You're liking the defensive coverage. Giannis has got 8, but really, outside of him and, well, I would say Dame, but he's shooting 1 of 6 and Middleton's 1 of 4. They haven't been all that efficient outside of Giannis. They're going at 4 of 14. Giannis is 4 of 6 by himself, and they've only made the 1 3-pointer. The Nets are now shooting the ball better, and they've also been to the free throw line more often. So the Nets, I think, have a very, like, good chance of potentially winning this game. I wouldn't be one bit surprised if they do something crazy like that today, even though the Bucks are fully fit. If you are enjoying the stream so far, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets Sixers on the weekend, so make sure to drop in and say hello. Good to see quite a few people in chat already in this game. So nice to see you all. If this is the first stream you've been at in 2025, Happy New Year to you. And hope you have a safe New Year. Right now, the Nets are playing pretty well. Look, I'm very surprised that Portis didn't get teed up. He's got like some crazy eyes, that guy. Portis is talking so much shit. Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. I mean, I don't care if you talk trash, but at the same time, I'm going to talk shit about you talking trash. Ball's got to get inbounded, and Zaires nearly fucking turned it over, and then he did turn it over. Zaire, mate. Fucking hell. How do you call a timeout and then not inbound the ball? It's fucking crazy. Lot of length out there, though. The Nets are still running this group with two centers and Zaire as an incredibly tall small forward. Portis, that's a tough shot off the window. It's off, and Prince has somehow batted it in for two. Don't know how you're letting Taurean Prince get offensive rebounds, of all people. We're in the final 2 minutes here of this opening quarter. It's been a pretty positive start here for Brooklyn. Thomas, guarded by Portis. Step back three over Prince. Yes, sir! Hasn't skipped a beat, this guy. He's got 8 points already. Rollins gets inside. The kick out to Trent. Bypasses the defender. And then his two bobbles out. The rebound by Claxton. That's rebound number 7 already. Thomas uses that screen again. And then he's locked up by Trent. And the Nets in the bonus are going to head to the free throw line. So an opportunity to get the lead up to 7 after they trailed by as many as 8 early on. It's been a great response here by Brooklyn. So CT shooting 2, makes the first. This will be his second trip at the free throw line. Of course, he converted an and one opportunity a little bit of time ago. 1:23 to play in the opening quarter, though. Fair bit of optimism coming out of this first quarter. Already the 9 points on 4 shots for CT. 3 of 4 shooting. Makes both. And so the Nets lead by 7. They're on a 14-2 burst in the last 3 minutes. And they've held up Giannis in that time as well. I feel like he hasn't gotten many touches. It's definitely... Well, No, that's got to be a turnover. The referee obviously saw something that I didn't. Mixed bag of reactions from the Nets. Portis has stood on the sideline, so talking a ton of shit to be garbage. And the Nets can extend this run even further. 1:12 to play here in this first quarter. The Nets can get this up to double figures, amazingly enough, depending on shot selection. Thomas guarded by Rollins here at the elbow. Drive in, tightly guarded, falling away, and he's gotten another whistle. So Thomas has a knack for drawing fouls, and inside the final minute, we'll get to the free throw line again to shoot a pair. And Rollins had no answer. He was tied up with Thomas, and the referee's going to call that every day of the week. So, Thomas shooting another pair for trip number 3. These will be his 4th and 5th free throws. He has not missed one yet. But you already know the minute I say that, he will miss. Second free throw coming up here for the Nets to eclipse 30. He does make it and bypasses the commentary curse. The Nets on a 22-6 run in 5.5 minutes of action. Giannis guarded by Claxton on an island. The handoff to Prince, who drives inside. Good verticality. Oh! Williams nearly got a piece of that Portis layup. Instead, it will be free throws for him. And they have an opportunity to tack on a couple of points after they've been on a scoring drought for an extended period of time. And this is with Giannis on the floor. Let's see. Was there a foul? Yes. Yes, 100%. Zaire is so animated with his reactions. But that replay won't be able to hide anything. Portis at the line to shoot a pair. So, back end of this first quarter has been infiltrated with free throws. Very stop-start. I don't know if the Nets will be complaining or not because they've had the bulk of these free throws. Portis' second is also good. And the lead is back down to 7. So, good back end of the first quarter for Brooklyn. Can they close it out with a make or two? Martin is going to drive on Claxton. They'll give it to Thomas, who shoots the 3 for the 2-for-1. It's off. Wilson cannot get the offensive rebound, and Prince will be pressed by Zaire. 1 second difference between shot and game. Giannis pressed by Claxton on the perimeter. Drive in. Numbers inside to contest. Wilson does good to contest vertically. We got 3 seconds to shoot. 2 from the logo Thomas. Oh my God. He had multiple numbers and he's tried to shoot over 3 defenders. That's quarter time, but we lead by 7 regardless. And I reckon that's a best case scenario type result there after 1. The Nets started down 8, but a 15-point swing in half that quarter has just completely turned this game on its head. D'Lo was not scored tonight after scoring a prolific 22. Cam Thomas has been the headliner, though. 12 points. He leads all scorers. He's been to the line for 5 free throws, and he's also shooting the ball at 50%. Claxton with 7 boards, and the 5 points. He's played some pretty decent defense on Giannis. And Cam Johnson with a quiet 5, Sharp with 4. And overall, the Nets, I mean, they're not shooting it the best, but the free throw number is very, very satisfying to look at. 8 free throws made already in 1 quarter of action. I think the jury's still out on whether that's going to be sustainable for the rest of the game. But there's been multiple games over the stretch where Cam Thomas has been out. The free throws have been an issue, and we haven't been able to generate enough free throws. We were talking about that Spurs game that happened about a week ago yesterday, and in that game there were only 8 free throws to show for it, and we've already had 9 free throws attempted here today, so that's a great sign. The 3-pointers haven't been shot at a very high volume. The Bucks have only made 1 though, so we've been let off there, and overall we're shooting the ball a little bit better than them. I don't think they were all that aggressive in the back end of that first quarter in getting the ball to Giannis because he was so successful early on. But overall, his minutes have been a net negative after a really positive start. And it's going to be interesting to see who they or how they stagger their minutes with Giannis off the floor. Does Dame, Lopez, and Middleton all play at the same time? That is my real question. I'm not all that knowledgeable on how those minutes are staggered, but overall a really good start. The Nets are actually out rebounding the Bucks by 4. The assist numbers aren't all that high. D'Lo's accounted for half of those, but that is a good sign. I do want to see some minutes with D'Lo and Cam Thomas out there. I think it could be fun offensively, but defensively, I'm not so sure. Looks like to start the second quarter, it'll be Tyrese Martin out there with Keon Johnson, Day'Ron Sharp, Cam Thomas. I'd imagine Thomas and Sharp have a fair bit of chemistry, and that is also going to be rounded out with Zaire Williams. So the shooting may be a little bit more questionable, but with Cam Thomas out there, I don't think you can question it, as he scores again for 2, falling to the floor. He scores over Lopez. So the Bucks have a decent 5 out here. Dame, Trent, Lopez, Middleton, and Portis. The 5. A lot of shooting out there. There's a foul on Johnson, I believe, or Day'Ron Sharpe off the ball. Lead is 9 for Brooklyn. Thomas is just so good. 14 points already. And he's only played 2 games in like a month and a half. Middleton steps back on Johnson and off the glass. That is not easy. Yet it looked so effortless. The lead's back to 7, where we began this second quarter. Both teams on the board in this period. Williams is not afraid, and he hits the tray. First shot of the game is a bucket. Lead is now double figures. Portis, can he respond? Yes, he can. And the ball meets net, and it is back to 7 again. Thomas will hand off to Keon Johnson. Uses the sharp screen, who definitely nearly committed it illegally. Thomas is blitzed. Sharp, looking for a handoff, is actually going to need to put one up. Williams does. It's off. And the board by Middleton, so not the cleanest of offensive sets there for Brooklyn. Middleton drives in. How on earth has he scored that? He was parallel with the floor. He wasn't even facing the basket, and he somehow scored it as Thomas hits the heel. And another rebound for Milwaukee. They can get it down to 1 possession. Thomas got hit. It's an offensive foul. Portis with a stray elbow as he was in the dunker spot. And Thomas is not only drawing fouls on the offensive end, but even on the defensive end. So, CT's had a pretty flawless game out the gate here. A couple of questionable shots aside. 35-30 the score. Here's Sharp. Martin. Guarded by Dame. Now the switch as Thomas guarded by Lillard. Gives him more space. And Thomas rattles home another 3. Dame's been really odd on the defensive end. He's given shooters way too much space on the perimeter. There's a foul out front. It's not on the shot. I reckon there could be claims that the Nets actually got pushed into that foul. So the Nets have not looked to really be laboring at any stage in this game offensively, which has been something that has been an issue for a bit of time. They're going to get a long rebound here after they miss a 3. Dame thought about it and then turned the ball over. Tyrese Martin gets a hand in there and wins the steal for the Nets. Cross court to Zaire, back out to Cam Johnson. Guarded by Portis, the step back 3. That's good as well. Game high, 11-point lead for the Nets. And we're really starting to see the fruits of shooting from the outside. Zaire read the lob, knocked it away. That length. Oh my God. That length was a bit deterring, but unfortunately Zaire commits the foul after the Bucks were able to reel it back in and give themselves another go. A chance at redemption. And they'll get a couple free throws here through Lopez. So the Nets have shown up tonight on the second leg of a back-to-back. It's like they see Milwaukee on the schedule. And I swear when we had Kevin Durant, the Bucks were an absolute pain in the ass. And now we're, with this squad, when we're supposed to be tanking, we've well and truly shown up. We're already winning the season series, and as it stands, we won't sweep them, but do they call it a gentleman's sweep when you win all the games bar 1? I believe that is the correct term. The lead is 10. 41-31, 3 minutes elapsed in this second quarter. The Nets of Sharp, Martin, Keon Johnson, Cam Johnson, and Wilson, the 5 on the floor. So no traditional point guard. It doesn't matter. Wilson took a dribble and scored. Good little bit of hesitation, had Middleton in the air. And yet again, that off-ball movement working wonders for the Nets. Those wings are benefiting. Dame trying to shake off Wilson. He lost the ball. Middleton somehow ended up with it, and the Nets had overcommitted elsewhere. And so it was an open 2 on the baseline. So 43-33. Sharp is going to try his luck from the perimeter. And that's no good. I cannot recall the last time he hit one from outside. But it's worth a shot. Dame gets inside. Kick out to Trent. Open look. That rattles out. So Johnson will push. Middleton got completely discarded. Johnson was off balance as well, though, so he passed it off to CJ. And it looks like Geordie wants a timeout, because that offense looked to be in a little bit of a lull. So we'll reset with 10 to shoot after this timeout and give ourselves another crack at it. But the lead is at 10, and it's looking pretty nice at the moment, this score. Dame shot 3 of 14 last game, continuing his poor shooting today, 1 of 6 so far. Yeah, he definitely has been a net negative. Not good for my fantasy team, but from a Nets fan standpoint, it's definitely going to help our chances of winning, that's for sure. What the bloody hell? I've just looked at my fantasy team. Halliburton has 55 fantasy points at halftime. 55 at halftime. What is he shooting? There's no way he's got 55 fantasy points at the break. Let's have a little bit of a box score check, why don't we? And the Nets are outscoring the Bucks 13-10 in this period. And, Cam Thomas has been the clear number one with 15 on 8 shots, and he's only played the 7 minutes. I don't know what else to say aside from that's just exceptional. The 3-point shooting, we only hit 2 threes in the first quarter and only took the 6 threes. But we've already taken 6 in the second quarter, and we haven't even had, we've just had a little bit over 4 minutes elapse. So right now we're outdoing them in a number of key areas, which definitely places us in a good position to potentially get on with it and have a good crack at getting the W. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. It probably is a bad thing, because we really should not, in a tanking season, beat the Bucks 3 times over. But regardless, what are we going to do about it? It's just the position we find ourselves in. I'm interested to see how many more minutes we go without D'Lo. Without D'Lo or Cam Thomas. I mean, not running a traditional point guard is an interesting move when you've got both of them available and fit. No Ben Simmons tonight as well, so alrighty. If you are enjoying the stream, by the way, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets Sixers on the weekend, so make sure to subscribe so you're notified. D'Lo's back out there, 4 to shoot, gets inside, and 1! Straight away, D'Lo, he comes in and makes an impact. Dame has been a traffic cone on defense, I tell you what. Clear point of weakness for Milwaukee on the defensive side of the ball. And D'Lo converts the free throw, so his first points of the match via the way of an and one. Dame's had a really rough first half. I probably can say he's definitely been more of a net negative. with how he's, or what he's delivered on the offensive side of the ball, or just generally speaking. That defense has not been good enough. Middleton, tough three over the top of Wilson. That's off from the corner. The Nets will push the pace. D'Lo, guarded by Dame on the outside. I would attack this matchup at every opportunity. Pocket pass. Dayron fumbled the ball, but was able to retrieve. Back out to Wilson. Moves inside. Scores with the right hand. And the Nets just can't miss. It's every single trip is resulting in a bucket. Middleton, important response on the baseline to cut it back down to 13, but unless they can get a few stops, it's not going to amount to much. D'Lo with the left, he's well short, but it ended up being a well-disguised lob to Wilson, who completes the play and has the Nets chalk up 50. Portis has an open three, shoots over D'Lo, and he knocks that down after the Nets decided to blitz for some really strange reason. And it looks like there's going to be wholesale changes on the bench. Quite a few players lining up on the sidelines, ready to check in. Johnson moves through, and he's passed it back out to Sharp, who's had to save it. Johnson is able to do one better. He passes to D'Lo, step back three. It's off. Johnson, the offensive board, and he wanted a foul. I thought he got wrapped up by Lopez, but the referee didn't bat an eyelid. And then Dame goes baseline and blew the layup. So nothing is going right for Dame. What? They've called a kickball on Middleton. That's touched his hand. I could see that, and I'm halfway across the world, and they couldn't see it 5 meters away, mate. I could literally handball the basketball to the referee from that distance. And they're doing a less adequate job compared to someone who's watching the game on a screen. D'Lo, no look. Wilson, three, that's off. Rebound off hands. The Bucks end up with it. Dame picks up his dribble. Cross court to Middleton. Extra. There's an open man on the weak side, and it's Jackson who cuts it down to 10. Good team basketball by Milwaukee. They've scored the last 5. So, 1-2 with Claxton. D'Lo maneuvers his way in, shoots another 2, and that's a beautiful rainbow jumper. We saw that a lot, and I was very much accustomed to it when he was in a Nets uniform the first time. Giannis tries to get into it early. Tough jumper over Claxton. You're not going to score too many of those. Johnson push. Russell. Foul! Where's the fucking whistle? He scores. And there's a timeout for Milwaukee. I don't know where the whistle was there. Definitely thought he was hit on the arm. Oh, 100%. Where the fuck was the whistle? I think D'Lo was a little bit surprised that the Bucks just allowed the easiest of runways. I mean, there was absolutely no one on the runway. And it was way too easy for D'Lo to get inside and score that one for 2. No coverage. And the Nets are living comfortably at the moment. They're up by 14 points against a full-strength Milwaukee team. And the Nets are missing about 7 players, mind you. And they've also traded a couple of their players off, but apparently that's not enough. I mean, the scoring has been very, very healthy. D'Lo's scored 7 in quick succession. I don't reckon he's been on the court for any more than 3 minutes, and he's put 7 quick points up. And amazingly enough, he's a net negative in this game. Jalen Wilson's got the 8 as well, shooting 4 of 6. A lot of his buckets have come from the inside, and Cam Johnson, 3 of 4 as well. Cam Thomas has been the big one, though. 15 points on 4 of 8 shooting. He did miss yesterday with injury management, but he scored 25 against Orlando his first game back, and I think it's fair to say he hasn't skipped a beat. Claxton with the 5 points and the 7 rebounds. He hasn't had too much of an impact in this second quarter. But the guys on the bench, I mean, Tyrese Martin is a plus 18, bro. Zaires a plus 10. Sharp's a plus 17, and he was on for 10 minutes. Thomas was on for 7 minutes, and he was a plus 13. That tells you all you need to know. The Nets have not shot the ball all that well from three, but I mean, they've been earning their stripes scoring from the inside. Their field goal percentage has skyrocketed after they missed 6 of their first 8 shots. They, since that point, are 18 of 30, which I'm just trying to do the math now. I'm pretty sure that's about 60% from the field. So they are dominating in every category. They've had less turnovers. They've hit more free throws. They've hit more threes. Their field goal percentage is superior. I mean, there's a pretty clear reason why this team is up 14, and it's because they're winning in just about every category. Second chance points, I feel like we've had the better of them, especially in this second quarter. Yeah, I think it's pretty clear to see. So the Bucks were forced into a timeout. The Nets of Claxton, Wilson, Johnson, Russell, and the other Johnson starting 5 group back out there. Dame steps back for 3 and knocks it down over Wilson. That is not easy, especially when you're in a rut shooting the ball, but a big bucket nonetheless. And the Nets still lead by 11, but that bucket makes the lead look a little bit less healthy. Beautiful skip pass to Keon Johnson, who's ready to fire, and Russell will be credited with the assist. That's assist number 4 in the game. 4 minutes to play in this opening half. The Nets up by 14. Dame uses the Giannis screen. He rolls to the rim, and it's going to be an offensive foul. Keon Johnson puts his body on the line. Looks like the Bucks are looking to the bench to see if they need to challenge this. Was Johnson planted? I think he just got there in time. Johnson lost his shoe in that whole process as well. The Bucks are challenging this. Johnson definitely moved, but I reckon he got there just in time. Just in the nick of time. Let's see. Was he planted? No, he was not. I reckon they're going to win this now. I think it was a little bit deceptive initially, but I think that is an offensive. Definitely outside the restricted area, but that's probably going to be deemed a defensive foul. Oh, that's really close, actually. I reckon he moved across laterally, but I reckon he planted himself just before. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think this is as clear cut as I initially thought. I definitely thought it was going to be overturned. Good to see you're back to your best. I wouldn't imagine I'm back. I wouldn't say I'm back to my best. I'm still feeling a bit under the weather. Still got the cold. Was a pretty mild call yesterday. Look, we were in the game yesterday, but yeah, I was pretty out of it. Today it's a little bit better. I just sound very just nasally. That's the probably the real issue. Okay. So they deemed that Keon Johnson was still moving across, so it's going to be 2 free throws. You like this, though, because last year, I mean, I've said this time and time again, I'd love to see the amount of charges. Maybe we can look at this at halftime. The amount of charges that this team is the amount of charges this team has committed this season, because last year I think we had the worst in the league. definitely feels like we've improved drastically in that department. Giannis had his 2 counted because, of course, well, he scored the 2, but he wasn't able to convert the free throw, so no and 1 conversion there. D'Lo gets inside, loopy pass out to Wilson, who drives on Antetokounmpo. Claxton going to shoot the midi, and that one is overshot. So Bucks can get it down to single figures depending on what they're looking for. Giannis went for a little bit of a slingshot pass there to Prince in the corner, but Johnson was able to intercept that one and knock it away. Giannis had it knocked away by Claxton. The Nets will run. D'Lo reverse. He's fouled by Lopez. And free throws coming up here for D'Angelo. Good extra feed there by Wilson there. Added a little bit of complexity to the break because I feel like Wilson usually would have gone up for the layup himself. D'Angelo's had a prolific second quarter from the field. Now, a little stat for you. D'Lo, in his 29 Laker matches this season, he'd only scored 23 times. And his 22-point outing yesterday was his second highest scoring total of the entire season. He's got 9 now and gets this lead back up to 14. So playing some good basketball in the very early days of this net stint. Here's Dame. Claxton guarding on the outside. Good defense. Forces Dame into a pass. Giannis receives it inside and is short on the layup and then is able to flush it down. That's just absolute BS. That he can blow a layup so badly and still get the chocolates. Wilson. Back out to D'Angelo. We're inside the final 3 minutes of this opening half. Nets up by a dozen. D'Lo's fouled again. And he's going to get more free throws. So the Nets haven't had a, great deal of success in this second quarter drawing fouls. Until now. D'Angelo going for his second trip at the free throw line tonight. Nets have been very good at the free throw line. They're 11 of 12. And he makes that free throw there to give the Nets 60 points in the first half. Second free throw coming up for D'Lo. And that rattles home. So 14-point lead again. The Nets have sustained this margin for a few minutes now. Zaires back out on the floor with D'Lo, Claxton, Cam Johnson, and Wilson. Jackson to Prince. They're going to look to feed it to Giannis again. Man in the middle. Guarded by Claxton. Going to back Claxton down. Zaire, good help defense, but he just left Lopez in the dunker spot, and Giannis identified that nicely. So it's going to be another bucket there for the Bucks. Back to 12. Little over 2 minutes left. Johnson scoops it up and in and over Lopez again. The Nets just have found answers from multiple personnel, and the Bucks have had no answers. However, Prince does make a 3. That's an important and timely bucket as we enter the final 2 minutes of this first half. 11-point lead for Brooklyn. D'Angelo Russell on the outside. He's guarded by Prince. He'll get inside and shoot the 2, and that's off. But Williams follows up. Beautiful extra feed. And Claxton with a ferocious dunk. Team lifting plays. And I can get excited about that. And I've got a smile on my face for a reason. Because that shit is a dream. Love that. Giannis steps into a 2 in the mid-range. That's short. And the Nets are going to push. However, Dame knocks it away. That's a big steal. Because the Nets were off to the races. Lopez not willing to shoot the 3 ball. And then they just knock it out of bounds. Wilson, the deterring factor, And that is another turnover for Milwaukee. So they've been a little bit disjointed on the offensive side of the ball. The Nets have been very active defensively. And so the Nets can tack on another couple of points and get this lead out to something even more satisfying. Wilson, body bump. Right-hand shot is probably not the best thing you'd want. Giannis is pressed here. And now he has that knocked away too. The Nets can run. It's a 2-on-1 break. Lob. Giannis knocked it out of bounds. The Nets will still have it, but that is... I reckon that's almost the best case scenario because I feel as if Giannis was always blocking that. He had his name written all over it, so feel like that's a pretty decent result for Brooklyn. 19 to shoot. We can actually be a little bit more methodical and get this 2-for-1. D'Lo on the outside will look to use the Claxton screen. Johnson is going to let it fly. It's well short. Zaire with the follow-up. Johnson had it knocked away, and it was Prince with the defensive stop. That's a big, big stop there because that would have really hurt them. Dame, good dump off. And Portis with the 2 inside. So that's an important swing of points because I do feel as if it could have been... What the hell? I do feel as if, yeah, they could have been in a little bit of strife. What is going on here? Andre Jackson and Claxton definitely got tied up as Claxton set a little screen in the backcourt. And then Jackson, I don't know what he did here. He's just slapped him in the face, basically. And the referees are going to review this to see what this is. He's just completely cleaned him up in the face. So I think this very well could be a flagrant. He's just clocked him square in the jaw. I feel like the fact that Jackson did something a little bit beforehand, that's not going to help his case. Because you can definitely say that maybe you can sort of see that maybe Jackson was a little bit riled up and he actually wanted to do something to Claxton. So this very well could be upgraded to a flagrant. So the referee's having a look. This is definitely going to be very interesting. Look, the only saving grace is that Jackson is not looking at Claxton, and it could have been inadvertent. That's the only saving grace I can give. So this one's taking a long period of time. And we were so close to halftime as well, man. 10 seconds, agonizingly close, and then we could have done the full debrief, but instead, we have to have another couple minutes of break. We have to have another couple minutes of break before the long break. I feel like they're definitely going to upgrade this. I'm not necessarily saying it's right or wrong. I just feel like the referees are going to do that sort of shit. Alrighty. Let's have a listen. I can hear the referee, but it's not loud enough to know what he's saying and get the jump. He's tossed! He got tossed. I thought that was just going to be a penalty one. He's being thrown out. That's crazy. Look, I wish it was someone else, to be completely honest, because this guy is just, he's done nothing all game anyway, so I don't feel like anyone really gives a shit. The crowd didn't either, because even though he got thrown out, I didn't hear the crazy amount of boos that you usually hear for something like that. So Claxton will get a couple of shots. I mean, not the guy you want shooting free throws, but he does make the first, which is nice to see. So 2 shots, and then the Nets will get the ball on the side with 10 seconds left in the opening half. Claxton's second is short. So that's a typical trip to the free throw line there for Claxton. Prone to making one of 2. So a 12-point lead, opportunity to tack on a couple of more. Could be a 15-point lead at best. We've got to get it in, though. And Claxton will collect. D'Angelo, cross, step back 3 over Trent. It's off. And the rebound is going to be... Well, it was batted out of bounds. It's off the Nets. So 1 second to shoot, and Prince is going to put one up and be well short. So that is the halftime break. And the lead is 12. Little bit of chit-chat there between Claxton and Giannis. I feel like that's going to be an entertaining matchup to witness in the second half. But look, the Bucks had a much better offensive second quarter. They scored 31 points. However, the issue was that they allowed the Nets to score 36 points in the second quarter, which meant that they actually almost doubled their lead. They lead by 12 at the break, in what is probably one of the more unlikely things to happen around the NBA today, because... well, the Bucks have never been stronger in any of the 3 matchups that we've played against them. So you could probably make an excuse for the Bucks losing 2 games against us because they haven't been full strength in either. But today, there is zero excuse. They are missing like next to no one, and they've still looked second rate. The Nets have gotten some really good contributions across the roster. I mean, second quarter was probably headlined by D'Lo's 11 points. He had straight donuts at quarter time. The 0 points, but in that quarter he took charge offensively. He got to the line for 5 free throws. He wasn't efficient. He hasn't been as efficient as he was yesterday. He's missed quite a few mid-ranges, but it's been a pretty good outing. He's on pace to do exactly what he did last night, so I'm not complaining. Cam Johnson with 10, another efficient shooting performance by him. Clax is 8 and 7. But I do feel as if his defense on Giannis has been definitely valuable. And then Jalen Wilson with 8. It's definitely been one of his better offensive halves in a hot minute. I think his cutting's been really good. His knack on the glass has been good. And Zaire Williams coming back into the group, he's definitely been an impact defensively as well. That length has definitely been disruptive and hasn't really allowed the Bucks to get into a flow. Cam Thomas off the bench has 17 points. He's played 7 minutes and he's already hit a couple of threes. He's hit a couple of twos. He's been at the line for 5 free throws, and the Nets have really thrived. Day'Ron Sharpe with 4 assists is definitely something also that I couldn't have anticipated heading in, but the Nets are shooting the ball actually very similarly to Milwaukee. They're not shooting the 3 ball all that great, and their field goal percentage is pretty similar. However, really, it's been the turnovers for Milwaukee. The Nets have looked after the basketball for the most part. Only the 5 turnovers. Feel like they piled up a little bit at the back end of the quarter, but whoops. For the most part, really good there. The free throw number, we have been far superior. 16 free throws to 8 in a game where you're playing Giannis and Dame. I don't know how many free throws those two are averaging this season, but to hold them to 8 free throws and outdo them by 8, doubling their count, that is a really good sign. And that ultimately really is the difference in this game, I think, at the end of the day. So that's a real positive. And also, we started the game with, I think, 4 less or 5 less shots than them. It was like 13 shots to 8 in the early going when we were down 13-5. And for that to have been flipped in our favor and we have 3 extra shots, that is the indicator, right? In terms of the rebounding effort. I definitely feel like the second half, though, the Bucks are 100% going to fight back. I don't think we're going to score 66 again because there has been too many games this season where we have a good start, we'll score 60, and then just completely drop off the face of the earth. So, look, if I have to base off... if I have to say how we win this game by basing it off previous games, I have to say that Claxton needs to double his point tally. And, well, we almost need repeat performances from nearly everyone that scored a good amount of points. I mean, if Wilson can reach 15, if D'Lo can hit 20, if Johnson can hit 20, if Thomas can even hit 30, which doesn't seem to be too huge of an ask given he got 17 in 7 minutes, I think we'll be okay. I think the big thing is that he only played 7 minutes and we have gotten 17 points out of him, which is just crazy uncontrollable, really. There's nothing you can do about that. From the Bucks end, I mean, they probably haven't gotten enough out of their key players. Lopez has 7, Dame's had 8, and his shooting's been really poor. I feel like his defense has definitely been substandard. Portis is a negative 16, so he was talking a crap ton of shit for being garbage. The 10 points for him. He hasn't shot the ball all that badly, though. And Giannis is the high man, shooting 6 of 12, and has the 12 points to his name, but only the 2 free throws. So that is the huge thing for me, that we've kept him to 12 shots and his free throw numbers of 2. I think he was 4 of 6 going into the second quarter. So in that quarter, we definitely forced quite a few turnovers out of him. Almost, I'd say it's safe to say that we probably forced more turnovers than he made buckets. So that is a really good sign. But do I think the offense is going to sustain itself to the point we double our point tally and we score 130 against Milwaukee? I don't know. Is Cam Thomas on a minutes restriction? I'm going to say so. If he's played 7 minutes, there's probably a reason for that. And it's probably an internal discussion that they have had. Let me have a look and see how many minutes he played. Let me see how many minutes he played the other day. Let's have a look. Okay. And I think it's important to note that in that previous game we played against Orlando, right? This margin right here is a very similar margin to that Orlando game we choked. We were up by actually more. We led 61-43 at halftime, and they outscore us 59-40 in the second half. So this is why I say I have reservations for the second half, because we've had far too many halves where we just completely fall flat. In that game, Cam Thomas played 25 minutes off the bench. So I think it could be safe to say that he may play a fair chunk of the second half. Or if there's no need to, well, then there's no need to, right? So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what version of the Nets we're going to get here. Let me just have a quick look, though, at a couple key figures that I want to look at heading into the break. Or heading into the second half. So free throws was the big thing for us. We held them to 8 free throws. Now, if we go to the stats, Can we go to advanced stats, please? I want to see the free throw count for Milwaukee or for Giannis and Dame this season, because I think this is going to tell us a lot about how well the Nets played defense in the first half. Let's have a look at their squad. Team stats, opponent stats, player stats. Where the fuck are the player stats? Do not know where the player stats are. Here we go. This should tell us, I think. Nope, that tells us for every single player that's ever played for Milwaukee. Here we go, 2024-25 season. Okay. Players. This season, free throw attempts. Giannis is averaging 11.5 and Dame is averaging 7. That means... How many are they averaging as a team? Free throws a game. They're averaging 22 free throws a game as a team. And Giannis and Dame account for 18 and a half of those. So that is incredible. When you think about how many free throws they've had in the first half, they've had 4 between them, and they average 18 or more. So they are well unders, and if they are to win, they're going to need to push that mark in the second half. They need to be far more aggressive. Now, the other one is far more niche, and this is a stat that I was slating the Nets for last season, and I was hoping it was going to reach a turning point this season, and it has, to be fair. Charges. The Nets this season, their charge, the amount of charges they have committed is definitely admirable. Charges. Where can I find a stat? Does anyone know in the chat where I can find a stat for charges? I'm sure I'll be able to find it pretty quickly. Charges. Oh, no, never mind. I can find it here. I think. Charges. Charges drawn. I want totals this season. Here we go. The Nets in the NBA are 3rd for charges this season. They've already committed 22 charges. Drawn 22 charges. Last season, the Nets had committed 9 whole charges the whole season. Now, for a comparison, right? So last season, we committed 9 charges. The top 2 were Golden State and OKC. 84 and 61 respectively. This season, the top 2 are Golden State and OKC. 29 and 28. But the third team is us. That tells you all you need to know about the way this team is are carrying themselves this season. And that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. You don't see it enough. Or we didn't see it enough. A team that isn't ruthless enough. Yet, lo and behold, that is what we're seeing this season. I want to see, like, going back to the 2018-19 season, the golden age. How many charges did we draw that season? We were in the... Oh, God, we were in the bottom 5. 26 charges. I swear this team has always been soft. We were mid-table in the 1920 season. In the 2021 season, we were top 10. So I'm assuming that was the Blake Griffin years. 21, 22. Top 10-ish. Damn, Miami had 111 charges in a season. That is cooked. And OKC had 118 a couple years ago. 2022-23 season, we were 4th last for charges. And then last season, when we had 9 charges. So, yeah. That just tells you all you need to know about the this team and the way they carry themselves. I shouldn't need to say much more. Second half action about to get underway, though. Definitely a lot of extractions to take away out of the first half. Mainly the fact that, well, our team's probably too good to tank. Still, it's actually a bit fucked. I don't understand how we can keep making trades, keep acquiring picks, and still not be shit. How is this possible? Send Geordie to Cancun. This is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. Like, we trade DFS, and that's supposed to make a fucking difference. We trade Schroeder, that's supposed to make a difference. We are still good. Or we're still half decent. I mean, yesterday we sucked somehow. Tonight we're all of a sudden a force. I don't know if we just, as I said, I don't know if we just circle the Bucks games and are like, fuck it, let's play well for no reason whatsoever. It's just crazy because we always, like, this team was our Achilles heel for so many years when we had KD and Kyrie. Anyway, we start the second half and the Bucks have Rollins out there because, in case you missed it, Jackson got ejected in the second quarter for something incredibly unnecessary. Claxton rolls with the left hand. He missed it. He followed up and then got fouled going up. So more free throws for Claxton. And he can chalk up double figures in points if he can make both. Giannis commits the foul. So these are going to be free throws. 17 and 18 in the contest for the Nets. Very, very early on to get to such a mark. But the Nets have done really, really well. Their bigs have been able to draw fouls. Their guards have drawn fouls. It hasn't come from one sole area. Claxton knocks both down, so he's got 10. Third net in double figures. Should I say fourth net in double figures? Giannis going to go early in the clock. Numbers collapse. Claxton blocks Giannis. No answer. I don't know why Clax always decides to rock up whenever he plays Giannis. It's sort of crazy. Oh! They were too busy showing the highlight on the other end that I didn't see a beautiful breakaway dunk. D'Lo with the dime. The Nets have 17 points off turnovers to 4. Dame scores through contact for 2. But, mate, the Nets with 70 already. Claxton's got 12. Here's Cam Johnson. Step back 3 over Lopez. Oh, my goodness. Are you taking the piss? Mate, what is going on? Middleton. Looking for a pass recipient. They get it to Dame. And then Johnson gets in the way and is able to get a steal. But then he knocked it to himself out of bounds and then hit the referee. That's frustrating. Let's have a look. So Lopez just fumbled the ball. D'Lo out in transition. Surveying the floor. Claxton the trailer. This is like... Oh, that's a tough Middleton too. That's off. Claxton with the rebound. I swear to God, just watching D'Lo... Hold on. Claxton again. Oh! Strong take and And a timeout's needed for Milwaukee. Claxton has taken this game by the scruff of the neck. Claxton's decided to wake up from his slumber. He saw that everyone else got traded and he's like, we ain't tanked my watch. And he's got 14 in the contest and I've just lagged. What the hell? I'm back. I'm gone. Can you hear me? Yeah. What the hell happened there? Oh my god. I'm just going to make sure this is fine. Please don't shit yourself now. I don't know why it didn't say any frames dropped. It just said that the stream paused for a second. You may need to refresh your stream so it's updated. I thought I quit you thought I quit YouTube? Who the hell's who gave you that assumption? I ain't quitting. I've taken a little step back though. Let's just say that I've decided I wanted to live a bit of a life just for a bit of time. Because I don't want to get burnt out. But the streams are still a thing. I enjoy doing these. I probably didn't enjoy doing it at the back end of the year, but back end of last season, but I'm enjoying it now. I just enjoy it now because this team now has no expectations whatsoever. The Nets are leading by 19 against the full-strength Bucks. They've gone on a 9-2 run to start the quarter. Clax has got 14-9 already. What did I say what did I say at halftime? I said Clax needs to replicate what he did in the first half. He had 8 and 7 in the first half. He's already got 6 points here in the second half. Johnson's hit a 3. D'Lo's got an assist. And he's got a steal now to his name. I mean, it's party time at the moment. I don't imagine this is going to last too long because I feel like the Bucks may wake up eventually, but the Nets are just fucking hell. This is just incredibly unprecedented. Alrighty. Let me know if the stream's buffering or anything. Because, yeah. Just let me know, because I can just tell there's maybe a little connection issue. Or there was a few moments ago. So, the Nets have come out the blocks straight out of the halftime break with a bit of pep in their step. Bit of pep in their step. Bit of spring in their step. It's a 19-point lead. It has not been larger, this lead. I would think the Bucks are going to get back into the game. They've got the quality out there, but a long way back. Rollins to Middleton. Numbers collapse. Lopez closed out. Numbers collapse again. Another steal. Wilson gets a hand in there. Claxton will end up with it. We passed to Johnson. Keon Johnson now, guarded by Middleton. Claxton, the man in the middle. They'll look for D'Lo. Skip pass. Brilliant find. 3 is good. 22-point lead. 12-2 run to start this third quarter. Dame. Gonna drive on Wilson. Kick out to Middleton. That 3 is off. Get the rebound. Good boy. Push it. Push it. Push it. Go Clax. Gets inside and he's fouled. Great assertiveness by Clax. Where has this Claxton been all season? Why does he only rock up for this fixture every single time? He's dog shit against fucking Goga Batadze, but he rocks up against Giannis and Lopez. Like, really? So 2 more free throws upcoming for Claxton, and he's made another one. That's 3 consecutive. This is remarkable. We are 2.5 minutes into this second half, and the Nets have nearly cracked 80 points. We have cracked 80 points. Clax has made 4 straight. This is the second night of a back-to-back, mind you. Dame nearly lost the handle in the backcourt as Claxton tried to reach. This is not a typo, ladies and gentlemen. We lead by 24, but now we lead by 22. And Giannis draws the N1. So free throw upcoming here for Giannis. Claxton hit with the personal. Fucking hell, man. 22 points up. And mind you, this is with Cam Thomas playing 7 minutes as well. 7 fucking minutes. So Giannis makes the free throw. 21 points up the Nets. They led by 12 at the break. D'Lo, guarded by Rollins. And now Keon Johnson, guarded by Dame. Bit of movement off ball. The Bucks in a zone now. But they've just allowed Johnson to shoot an open three. That is a death sentence. You might as well be in your grave already. Another three-pointer made for Brooklyn. Dame weaves through. Kick out to Rollins. Ready to shoot. That's off. Rebound by Johnson. Spins out of traffic. Pushes the pace. D'Lo's the trailer. Another three. It rims out. It did an around the world. That would have had the lead up to 27. Jesus Christ. Giannis gets inside. Numbers collapse. There's a whistle. And Giannis, with these free throws, will have already increased his free throws by 200% in this second half. And we've had 3.5 minutes play. Giannis only went to the line for one trip in that third quarter, or in that first half. In the third quarter, we've got him at the line for his second trip. So I imagine Giannis is going to be a little bit more forceful here, getting to the free throw line. 24 points down. I cannot believe this. Giannis misses a free throw. Giannis at the free throw line. I've just heard Iron Eagle say, as they miss both free throws, the Bucks were down 19 to Indiana last game, and they ended up winning What? We just turned the ball over. I don't know what that even is for. The Bucks were down 19. They ended up winning by 8 at around this time in the third quarter. So the jury's still out on whether or not the Nets win this game, I think. Giannis, spin move, picks up his dribble, and he misses the two. It's good defense. Giannis goes again. Oh my fucking God, mate. Giannis is just a pain in the ass. Clacks with another personal. And more free throws after they get the offensive rebound. The key is going to be crashing the glass if you force a miss. And it's so tough too, because you've got to find the middle ground between collapsing in the paint and then also being able to close the shooters down. So Giannis at the line, they're probably trying to take the sting out of the game because the Nets are running and enjoying life at the moment. Giannis with a couple more free throws, and he just cannot buy a make at the free throw line at the moment. It's not much of... I think he's taken the word charity out of the charity stripe because he's not really accepting the opportunity here. Another free throw for Giannis. Oh my God, that's a shocking miss. He's missed another pair at the line. That's 4 consecutive misses. And the Bucks are now under 50% from the line. The Nets are at 90%. 18 to 20. Johnson has another open three. Sidestep. 3. Off. It's short. So a couple opportunities to get this up to as stupid a lead as 30. Dame gets inside. The wraparound pass. Now to the corner. Middleton steps inside and hits the baseline 2. It's back down to 22, but... Oh my God, D'Lo, relax. Lost the handle a couple of times there. Cam Johnson. Gonna drive. Head of steam. Claxton steps back for 2. That's well short. And then he follows up. He's a man possessed. He nearly got the foul called as he dove on the floor. We got no numbers back. Oh my God, how has he scored that? That is the most ridiculous 2 I've ever seen. He had his arm locked up and he somehow managed to score a 2 while doing a pirouette at the same time. That's actually ridiculous with the left hand as well. So 20-point game. The Nets have, I think the silver lining in all of this. Oh yeah, Claxton got fucking kicked in the face. How on earth was that not a foul? I mean, inadvertent contact, so it would be pretty harsh, but still. Nets had a couple opportunities to get this out to a very disgusting lead, but I think the positive here is that the Bucks really haven't gotten into a flow either. This would get it down to under 20, and the make is good. So finally ends that cold streak at the line. Tyrese Martin's into the game at the 6:43 mark. Johnson out early. Here's Cam Johnson in the corner, and he stood on the sideline. So quite a few turnovers here in the last couple of minutes for the Nets. They're allowing the Bucks to walk through that door of opportunity. Dame gets inside. Layup. He's blown another 2. The Nets can run. They have the numbers. Extra. Johnson sets the feet. 3. Yes! And that's the canceller. That's the silencer. Some would say he's a sniper, but... Oh my God, I don't know where I was going with what I was saying there. He's fucking traveled! Bullshit! Oh my God! That pisses me the hell off. He gets away with that so much. And there is a timeout. Geordie, I'm assuming Geordie just called that timeout to go to the ref and say, what the fuck are you looking at? Please, can we get a rerun on that? Oh my God, if only you could challenge non-calls. Fuck off. That is bullshit. I probably busted up your eardrums there, but... Oh my God. Why is Cam Thomas out? Because they don't need to rush him back. They don't need to rush him back. I know you see everybody asking about Cam Thomas. What's he at? He's not out. He's just getting managed. He's got a lot of basketball ahead of him. I don't think playing him on a minutes restriction is going to hurt him in the long term. That's a load of rubbish, though. He gets away with that bullshit so fucking often, mate. I can't believe they haven't called that. They need to rewind that shit. Run it back. Let me have a look. Oh my God, I can't even run it back because the fucking ads, bro. Really? Come on now. It's just ridiculous. He gets away with that shit all the time. His services haven't been required much this game. Oh, look, I'd say his 17 points in 7 minutes are pretty handy. They're holding him back. He should trade. They're not holding him back. I promise you that much. It's just, why the hell would you need to play him? A hamstring is very easy to... if you rush someone back from a hamstring injury, like a hamstring strain, it's very easy to pull it again. It's very easy to re-injure it if you don't have the conditioning behind it and you don't have the ramp up back in a competition. So I think it's a sensible move. It's like with Ben Simmons, right? Ben has had a shocking injury run while in a Nets uniform. Until this season, they've managed, I don't know what they've done. I don't know what the injury staff is, or what they've done behind the scenes, But Ben's played most games, but tonight he's not playing because he's getting managed due to injury. Now, maybe in past seasons it would be a little bit different. I'm not too sure, but Ben's played most games this season. He's played a lot of games, and I think that's a really good... I think that's... we just got to trust the people in the injury department, the medical staff, because they know what they're doing. Evidently, if they've been able to get Ben out on the floor for as much of the season as he has, then you got to trust them with the management of Cam Thomas. How have they just allowed another 2 in the dunker spot? Wilson with the 2. Russell's got another dime to his name, and the Nets up by 22 again. Cam Thomas is getting ready to check in now for all that chit-chat about CT. He's coming into the game now. Prince is in the game with Trent. They're playing a small ball lineup. Giannis at the 5. Dame guarded by Martin on the perimeter. That's good defense. Oh my fucking God. We've fouled him on the perimeter, and I think it's 3 shots. Oh, D'Lo was a no-look. Saucy. D'Lo's passing, it's been very brief, his stint, but his passing has been a major highlight. So 5:14 to play in the third. 88-66 the scoreline. And he's bricked a free throw. So looks like this free throw shooting is contagious. Or should I say the lack thereof. Dame makes 1, but they had 3 free throws. So Dame will look to get a traditional 2 here. Cam Thomas is back in. D'Lo sits down. So the 5 on the floor for the Nets. CT, Tyrese Martin, Johnson, Wilson, and Claxton. Dame makes 2 of 3. So Johnson out there handling the rock. They're playing a bit of zone here with a smaller group. Thomas uses the Claxton screen, shoots a 3. It's off. He got his own miss, didn't move the pivot foot, and then got told he traveled. And I'm pretty certain he did not move the pivot foot. So that's turnover number 4 in the quarter. The Bucks have been far more responsible with the rock. Dame goes downhill, lost the ball. Cam Thomas on the end of a steal. We have the numbers. Jalen Wilson transition 3. It's off. Thomas gets the offensive rebound again, and this time scores for 2 to get it back out to 22. 4:35 to play. So the Nets are getting stops every single time you think the Bucks are going to be able to get into this deficit a little bit, and they nearly turned it over again. Rollins pressed, and then Claxton nearly got the steal. Giannis with the spin, and then the throwdown. So we had a couple half chances to get the steal there, so a bit frustrating. Thomas, way too open, and luckily for the Bucks, Thomas misses. Clank off the front of the rim. So 4 minutes to play. It's going to be essential that the Nets close out this quarter nicely. Giannis doing a couple spin cycles, and Prince hits the 3 in the corner. And I don't think Geordie was too happy about that defensive set. So the Nets have just got to ensure that they keep things stable here. Martin gets into the mid-range. There's a foul. And Martin, you knew he was going for the lob, but he's trying to say that he shot the ball. So I don't know if he's going to get the benefit of free throws here. Giannis has just been an absolute bull in this quarter. 3:30 to play in the third. Martin's going to sit. Zaires into the contest, and so is Day'Ron Sharpe. So interestingly, in the first half, we ran a unit with Claxton, Sharpe, and Zaire. Claxton will sit, though, in place of Sharpe. With the lead at 17, 3.5 to play, here's Thomas, who's going to get inside. Good feed. Sharp blocked by Giannis. What the fuck, man? Trent in transition. Splash. Call the timeout, Geordie. Nope. It's a 14-point game. They're getting stops. Giannis has put this fucking team on his back. He has put this team on his back. It is not funny. 8-0 run in the last minute. Thomas is just chucking threes up. It's off. We get another offensive rebound. Wilson going to put up a prayer. It's off. Thomas, another offensive board. That one's chalked off, and it didn't really matter anyway. He missed the shot. Oh my God, it's an over the back. They're going to the free throw line. They're in the bonus. Jesus Christ. Giannis is just... Fucking hell. This guy... They've thrown all their chips in. And it's going to be interesting to see how this Nets group responds, because I feel like in this third quarter, like, they started the quarter really, really well, but ever since it got out to 24 and we had multiple chances to cut it or to get it out to like 25, 26, we just, it sort of turned a little bit the other way. Johnson and Wilson sit down. Claxton's back in, so we are running that Claxton, Sharp, and Wilson group. Keon Johnson also checks in. So 2 small guards with 3 pretty large bigs. 10-0 run for the Bucks. We need an answer here, and Thomas is going to need to be that guy. He needs to get to his spots and stop shooting the 3, I think. We need to attack the rim a little bit. They don't have too much size. Zaire's going to shoot a 3, though, and he hits the tray. That's a big, big make in the face of the defender. He's hit both of his 3-point attempts, which is also a pleasant surprise. I did say I'm not sure if he's going to recapture his early season form or the form that followed, which was ghastly. Prince doesn't shoot the 3. Portis in the corner. Good closeout by Sharp. And Prince isn't shy. That's a terrible miss. And Zaire will get the rebound. And we have no incentive to play quickly. 2 minutes to play. You got to erase the sting, much like the Bucks did earlier in the quarter with us. So inside the final 2 minutes now. 7 to shoot. Thomas. Where's the foul there? I thought there was contact on the arms. Referees thought otherwise. Giannis. What? Oh my God, how have they called a foul there? Clax, what is that, bro? How are you committing a foul there? Out front, and you've just sent them to the line again. Let's have a look. Oh my God, what the fuck is that, bro? That is the softest whistle I've ever seen, man. There's no way someone that's 6'6" should be getting pushed around like that. Trent makes another free throw. So, one more free throw to come here for Trent. Claxton will sit. He's picked up 3 personals in the quarter. So, that'd be right to preserve him. And Wilson comes back in. Trent makes both. And so it's back to 13. Just need a few buckets to stabilize at the end of the quarter, I do think. Thomas picks up his dribble out to Johnson. Williams. Oh, he's going to shoot again. Oh! That was like a 720 on the rim. Oh, that could have been make number 3. We don't even contest Rollins. Oh my God, they've got the offensive board. Trent 3, he's feeling it. I knew that was going in. So it's down to 10. And ever since Trent's come into the game, he had a very quiet first half. But evidently, since he started scoring... Oh my fucking God. What is that, bro? Dayron illegal screen. Are you fucking taking the piss, mate? 1 minute left in the quarter. And amazingly enough, it could be single figures. A lot of turnovers at the back end of this quarter. Giannis Guarded by Sharp on the outside. Blitz. Trent. Oh, that three was just as close to going through as the Zaire three on the other end. We'll hold things up and probably execute a 2-for-1. That's what we'll look for here. Thomas. Got to get a shot up if we want that 2-for-1. He's doubled. Johnson. Drive in. Oh, that's a shocking shot there. There's a foul under the basket, I think. And I'm going to say it's on the rebound. Prince is going to be fouled. Wait, was that on the Keon Johnson shot? Because I'm seeing him line up at the free throw line. That is mystical. Not mystical, mystifying. Wrong word. So free throws here for Keon Johnson. 26 seconds left here in this third quarter. Johnson sees that one go through. So the Bucks, after a slow start to the third quarter, they have definitely ended this quarter on a high. That's for certain. Gone on a run of their own to give themselves a fighting chance in the final quarter of this game. Free throw is off. And so the Bucks will hold for 1. 11-point game. Giannis guarded up top by Sharp. 6 to shoot. Giannis, good defense by Sharp. Giannis gets inside. Layup, forces the miss. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. On the fucking box out, bro. We've just allowed a 2 to a fucking 6'1" guard on the offensive glass. That was good defense by Sharp on Giannis. He forced the miss. Amazingly enough, though, even despite the Bucks going on that absurd run, they only outscore us in the quarter by 3, and that's purely on the basis of the fact that we started the third quarter like a house on fire. We got the lead out to something incredible. I think it was like 24 at a game high, but the Bucks, much like they did against Indy the other night, have clawed their way back into the contest, and it's been off the back of really simple shit. The Nets turning the ball over and coming up empty on shot selection. Cam Thomas has had a rough third quarter. He was 5 of 9 in the first half, and he's 6 of 14 now, so 1 of 5. He also didn't get to the free throw line, so that definitely wasn't to our benefit when he was on the court, and he's only a +2 now. D'Lo with a good facilitation third quarter. He's got 8 assists again, but he hasn't shot the ball all that efficiently. Claxton had a massive third quarter, 16 points and 11 rebounds in the game. Second consecutive 15-point double-double. Apologies, I'm losing my breath because I got a bit of a sore throat. Cam Johnson with 19 on 7 of 10 shooting. And Zaire's hit a couple of trays as well. So this has been a really good effort by the Nets, but they've doubled their turnover count in one quarter, and the screws have definitely tightened a little bit. The tension is building, and it's going to be interesting to see what this team has got in the fourth quarter. I mean, we look at some key stats as well. Shooting percentages are very, very even. 3-pointers, the Bucks started to make threes at the end of that quarter. I mean, Trent's got a couple to his name now, and he's got 10 in the game. And their free throws are now equal with us. So there's a lot of reasons why this game is a lot closer now than what it was maybe 15 or 20 minutes ago. So 1 quarter to play. The Nets last quarter yesterday, they completely fell off the face of the earth. I think they scored 18 points after notching up at least 25 in the other 3. What do I think of Dylan Harper? I'm not too sure. I don't watch much basketball, like college basketball. I don't know what's just happened. I've missed 7 seconds of the game. There's just a random ass stoppage though. Let's have a look. Oh, it was an offensive foul on the Bucks. So the Nets are going to get this first possession here. Cam Johnson was open and D'Lo found him and it's in. They usually say that the home side gets the bounce, but it's just been Cam Johnson's night. That's tray number 6. Rollins, way too easy, CT. And that's the criticism that you can probably give with Cam. His defense is a little bit odd. However, his offense is good, except that shot, usually he's making those. He was well short on that floater, which is usually his bread and butter. Dame gets inside, Euros through, kick out, 3 for Prince. That's off. And Thomas with the rebound. I believe these are the first minutes with D'Lo and Cam Thomas on the floor at the same time. We've also got Johnson, Zaire Williams, and Day'Ron Sharpe out there. D'Lo picks up his dribble. Thomas moves inside, foul, and gets it to go. I did say his defense is questionable at best, but his offense, he's just that guy. He's just that guy. And Rollins has been victim of falling onto the back shoulder of CT, and then he gives away the foul as he reaches over. So free throws coming up here, or 1 free throw for CT. He hits that one, and Thomas notches up 20. So the Nets crack 100, and it's a 13-point lead. So good start to the fourth. Dame is blitzed. I don't mind that. We nearly got the steal. Good rotations. And then Portis traveled. Brilliant rotations defensively by the Nets. The blitz actually worked. We nearly got the steal initially. And then we actually forced the turnover. Portis shuffled his feet. D'Lo picks up his dribble. 1-2 with Zaire. The relief he needed. And now D'Lo will attack. Nearly had the pocket pass knocked away. Passed it out to Johnson. He gets by Middleton. And the two-handed flush. He can do it all. CJ. Mate, this guy's a baller. It's fucking crazy. Oh my God. Career year at 28. I mean, they do say those are your prime years, but it's Cam Johnson of all people. Day'Ron with the verticality. He denied Portis defensively, and the Nets. Oh, good roll. Day'Ron. Oh, I thought he was blocked by Rollins, who had gotten back nicely, but Portis was out of the play, and that's the direct assignment, so Day'Ron always had the size. The crank by CJ, though. Love that. So 2 free throws here. No Giannis and no Dame to start the fourth here for Milwaukee. Both of them played basically the entire third quarter. Sorry, Dame is on the floor, but Giannis played the entire third. They're going to look to Pat Connaughton to see if he can provide some potential spark off the bench. He's been picking up DNPs recently. So he's on the floor for the first time tonight. Day'Ron made the first free throw, and he makes the second. I tell you what, his free throw looks pretty. Big men usually have some pretty shoddy free throw routines or forms, but Day'Ron's looks really good. And he makes both. Spin by Middleton, kick out of Portis. Day'Ron completely lost him, and that is, well, you're going to get punished. You're in the NBA, Day'Ron. You're in the NBA. That shit is not going to go unpunished. So, 7-0 run is ended. Thomas to Williams. Now, Keon Johnson, who's in the game for D'Lo, who went to the bench. Oh my God. Keon! The floater after the Euro. He got fouled on the arm. He still was able to get it up and in. Fucking hell, that was skillful. Connaughton's in the game, And I said they've got him out there for impact, but I don't imagine they were envisioning this sort of impact, committing fouls. So 106-90, the Nets just keep on scoring. Johnson makes another free throw, and the lead is 17 points with 9 minutes to play. I'm interested to see when they call Giannis up to the scorer's table. Dame lost his footing and had to pass it out to Connaughton. Now Middleton, guarded by Wilson, 7 to shoot. Connaughton steps into a 3. That's short. And Wilson, it wasn't clean, but he gets the rebound. And the Nets, well, time is their friend. Time is well and truly their friend. Oh my fucking God, Jalen. J-Dub, really? Zaire was wanting the backdoor cut and then was equally as indecisive as Jalen Wilson, who lost the ball trying to feed it to him. And so, another turnover for the Nets. That's frustrating. Thomas is back in after he went to the bench for a few moments. That's a foul off the ball, as Middleton was trying to get by defenders and get a bit of separation. So 8:30 to play in the fourth. The Nets have actually built a little bit more cushioning since three-quarter time, which is probably not ideal for the Bucks. Dame blitzed again, and yet again a good rotation by the Nets. Portis is open for 3. He took a dribble, and sometimes that kills your momentum, which it did. Trent's 3 rims out. Dayron was fouled as he got the rebound. He was slashed on the arms by Portis, and it is a foul, and the Nets will have it on the side with 8:13 to play. So nearly 4 minutes gone in the fourth, and still no sign of Giannis as of yet. I'd imagine they probably are going to give it maybe another minute, and they'll bring Giannis in. Nope. Literally, as I say that, he comes up off the scorer's, or comes off the bench to the scorer's table. Thomas one-on-one is going to try shake and bake. Falling away. Did not get the whistle. Sharp saved it, and somehow found Keon Johnson, who's going to cross up Portis. We got one to shoot. He puts one up, high off the window. That's a bad shot. I don't know what he was thinking with that. The lead is 17. Dame gets inside. The 2 somehow doesn't go down. There's been a few of those with Dame. Wilson is going to give it to Cam Thomas, who puts the head down, and the reverse is good, falling to the floor. And it's a 19-point lead. Thomas wanted the whistle. Another 3 for Trent. That's off. Connaughton with the board. Dame's open for 3. He sidesteps, and he's short on it. And Thomas with the board. I tell you what. I would not have called that timeout, Geordie. 7 minutes to play. Let's see if that was actually a foul. I don't think so, CT. That's actually a really questionable timeout to call, because Giannis was ready to come on. Geordie honestly could have probably waited another minute. I know D'Lo was at the scorer's table, but I would have seriously waited until the Bucks force the issue when they call timeout, because that could be a vital minute right there that the Bucks get out of Giannis. Halliburton scored 33 in 35 minutes. Yeah, that was a good game. Great game for my fantasy team. 90 points he got. Bro, how are the Bucks this bad? I don't think they're bad. I just think we're playing out of our skin. We've scored 109 points already. Now, for context, let me just tell you how bad our offense has been. We have not scored over 115 points. How far back do I have to go? You have to go all the way back to when we lost by 16 to Memphis on December the... What day was that? You have to go all the way back to December the 14th. And then if you want to go even more before that, you have to go to our win against Phoenix where we scored 127. Fucking hell, that is crazy. That Phoenix game too, by the way, that was on November the 28th. So in the whole month of December, we scored over 115 points once. And we are definitely well on our way to achieving that today. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets Sixers on the weekend. So if you want to drop in and say hello, that'd be much appreciated. I hope to see you there. And let us know if you're new around here, because I reckon there's a few people that have just shown up today and never have seen my streams before. Let me know what you think. Give us a little bit of feedback. It's good to see a few people that I haven't seen before talking in chat. So, introduce yourselves. Say hello. I don't bite. So, yeah. As for the situation right now, the Nets have, well, we talk about me not biting, but the Nets have definitely shown a little bit of bite. Their plays definitely had a bit of venom about it, so leading by 19, 7 minutes to play, it'd take a very sizable collapse. It did happen against Orlando at about this stage of the game, but that too by Johnson is going to go a long way in winning this, or in terms of us winning this game. In that Orlando game, we went about 6.5 minutes scoring one bucket. And the Magic came from like 17 down and came all the way back to win by one. So we'd need to see something very, very similar. And even then, we weren't leading by as much. We weren't leading by as much as we are now. They've brought on Beauchamp. Dame's got an open three. That's good. Rattles in. Is that a starting point? They're down 18 with 6 minutes to play. They've actually got a couple bench pieces that have notched up DNPs. That's nearly a steal. Kick out to Sharp. Extra to Wilson. And then D'Lo in the corner for three. That's off. Board by Portis. This is the last stretch, I reckon, for Milwaukee. If they can't get on a run now, it's going to be as good as done. Portis off the glass, tried the banker, it's off for two. And the Nets will cross the half-court line in no rush. 6 minutes to play. We're at the halfway point. The Nets have outscored the Bucks by 6. This is baffling. On the second night of a back-to-back, playing a full-strength Milwaukee team, this is what we're seeing. D'Lo tried a really audacious layup attempt. That foul by Giannis is going to send, or foul on Giannis is going to send him to the line for two. The last time we won the season series against Milwaukee was in the 2013-14 season. That was Giannis's rookie season. This is what I'm saying. I've said it a couple times today, but even in the KD years, we could not beat Milwaukee to save our life. I guess that shows how much of a difference Jrue Holiday makes. Giannis has made 2 of his 8 free throws. He's at the line now to shoot a pair. Sharp to the bench. Good minutes by him. Did what he needed to do, and Claxton will close this one out. Down the stretch. Good game by him, I think. Starters on the floor for the Nets now. The Bucks are running Giannis and Dame with Connaughton, Portis, and Beauchamp. Definitely a bit unorthodox. Another free throw off. Oh, come on, mate. Oh, my God. Fucking hell, mate. You've got to know that those free throws have fallen short all game. Are they at the fucking free throw line? They better not be. They're not. We're at the free throw line. If they foul us, we're in the bonus. But still, those offensive rebounds hurt you, especially if the Bucks go on a score. Ball inbounded. Switching off the ball here means Dame isn't an option. Johnson closes out, leaves Connaughton open for 3, and he misses. And the rebound by Wilson, and he'll give it to D'Lo. So both teams now in the bonus. The Bucks are probably going to play a little bit more aggressively on defense, so you would assume there's going to be open shooters somewhere on the court. Johnson going to drive on Connaughton, gets inside, the reverse is off, and the rebound by Dame. 5 minutes to play, still time. Oh, you're kidding me. Bullshit foul. Bullshit foul, mate. 3 shots here for Dame to get it down to 14. That's just such a fucking bullshit foul. I don't really know, like, D'Lo really isn't complaining about it, but I reckon to call that a foul is criminal. So Dame at the free throw line to shoot 3. And he gets the first to go. 5 minutes to play. 16 down. D'Lo's going to sit down. And Thomas is going to check in with 5 minutes to play. So that's an interesting decision. So CT had a very rough fourth quarter a couple of games ago. This is the time where he can redeem himself by closing this game out on a high. It'd be a very, very tough ask for Milwaukee. We need to make buckets, though. That's going to be the key thing, because you cannot allow the Bucks to run, especially when they know time isn't their friend. This game definitely isn't out of question yet. Thomas over the shoulder to Claxton. 1-2. Thomas nearly lost the ball. It was off hands. Bucks have a challenge if they're feeling like using it. I don't think Doc Rivers is going to use it. We've got 7 to shoot. He's going to back his team. Johnson has an open 3, and it's off. I'll tell you what, if we keep shooting 3s, I can see him getting back into the contest. Dame picks up his dribble. They're going to look for him again. Johnson face guarding. And now he's going to drive. Step back for 3 over Johnson. That's off. Oh my God. They're fucking talking out their ass, these officials, mate. Oh my God. More free throws coming for the Bucks. And this time it's on the offensive rebound. Fuck off. We win this. The Nets are 3-1. They are indeed. They are indeed. That's just a load of bullshit. I didn't see the replay for the record, but mate, fuck off. Just gifting them free throws. Portis makes the first one. That's the only thing keeping him in the game to this stage. We've just got to be careful that we don't use the whole clock and don't score. Because we can definitely let them right back in. They score a quick 6 and half the deficit. Then it gets really interesting. They've gone on a 9-0 burst in 2 minutes. So this lead can be erased very quickly if you don't score the ball. And Thomas needs to look after it. He gets inside. He's blitzed. He's going to get that sort of attention. Here he is. He doesn't pass to CJ in the corner. That was an open 3, and he's just missed himself. So 4 minutes to play. They're playing a little bit conservative for a team down 12 with 4 minutes left. Giannis puts the head down, shoots the 2 falling away, and he's got it down to 10. CT, mate, you need to fucking pass the ball. But I just feel as if they've told CT to take every shot. I don't think he's dealing too greatly with this zone. Johnson 3. See, why has he passed it there? There's no way. This is actually a tanker's mindset, I think. Dame's going to shoot a 3 over Wilson. That's short. The board by Johnson. We've literally had the same scoring drought. The exact same scoring drought as we had in the Orlando match. Looks like there's a timeout, and I think that's a use it or lose it. So 10-point game with 3:16 to play in the game. They're not out of it. That's for certain, but the Nets can put this to bed if they just make the correct pass. Like, CT had to make the pass a couple possessions ago, and he decided to shoot an open 3, which I think he'd back to score. He'd back himself to score it, but at the same time, CJ's been a sniper from the corners. You just got to pass it to him. He's hit 6 3-pointers. Meanwhile, you're 2 of 9. So CT has been on the inefficient side in the second half. They've kept him away from that mid-range he likes, and they've gone with... they've been happy for him to settle with the 3-pointers. D'Lo had 12 assists today. And only the 1 turnover. That is a great stat line for D'Lo. Really, really happy with what he's produced. 6 points and 6 rebounds for Day'Ron Sharpe. 6 for Williams. Good return game, I'd say. And Jalen Wilson with 13. Claxton actually hasn't done anything to his stat line in this fourth quarter. It's actually remained incredibly stagnant. And Cam Johnson with 26, the high man. You wouldn't have thought it, but he's been brilliant. 10 of 14 shooting, 6 of 10 from 3. Hasn't missed on the inside. You'll love to see it. And all of this done without a free throw too. Great job. I think the really impressive thing for me, looking at all these stats, Claxton with the most free throws out of any net. And he's made 6 of his 8. That's a really good positive. This fourth quarter's been actually really arduous. 17 points to 16 in this fourth quarter. So, unexpectedly, what a surprise. The Nets struggling in the fourth quarter again to score the ball. But I don't know if that's inadvertently because Cam Thomas is just, like, they've given him, like, complete license to shoot the crap out of it in the fourth quarter. I don't know, but score is 111-101 with 3 minutes to play. Definitely still a bit of interest about what the Bucks can do in the final few minutes. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back in a couple of nights for Nets Sixers, so make sure to drop in and say hello. I don't disappear for most games. So I've been sick the last 2 days, but I've still rocked up. So if you want to rock up, make sure to do so. We don't vanish. I'm not, if the spotlight's on me, I don't disappear. Let's hope the Nets don't do exactly that. Here is Claxton at the elbow. Had it knocked away. Oh my fucking God. Are we taking the piss, CT? They get a transition dunk, and it's down to 8 because D'Lo got his shot, or Thomas got his shot blocked. No way. They nearly got the fucking steal as well. They've gone on a 13-0 run. And it's because this bullshit ISO ball, I swear, you know what this is? It honestly is like D'Lo has never left. Because this was a typical thing you'd see in like 2018 when D'Lo and Spencer Dinwiddie would just play ISO all game. We've just missed another shot. We haven't scored a field goal in 4 minutes. This is not surprising. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Cam Thomas is the common denominator in all this. Porter somehow ends up with the ball. Oh, gets his hands dirty, and then Porter throws it away. That's good work by Claxton, who got his hands dirty. There's an open 3 for Johnson. He drives it in. The kick out. Extra. Voice crack. 3 is off. We can't make a bucket. That voice crack was the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Giannis gets inside. Layup is good. It's down to 6 with 2 minutes to play. We have still not scored in 4 minutes. If we lose this game, the tank is unreal. Russell is back in. How have we not scored? What a find. There's another block. Thomas has a 3. Oh my God, he's missed again. This is unbelievable, CT. You haven't even made like one of your shots. It's a 6-point game, 90 seconds to go. Runway! Giannis blew the dunk! He blew the dunk! He had an open runway. He'd make those 9 times out of 10. There's an open look for CJ. That's also off. I can't believe it. Claxton's down. We got a foul. We got a foul! 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 Oh my God, Dame 3. They've hit a 3. Oh, this is a tanker's paradise, this. 18-0 run. Oh, D'Lo's cramped up. D'Lo's cramping. I don't think he's pulled anything. You can tell when someone's injured their hamstring or they're cramping. D'Lo's definitely cramped. That whole leg's gone numb. Speaking of which, though, our whole team's gone fucking numb. We don't know how it feels to score a bucket. Everyone's gone cold. Fucking Cam Thomas, bro. You absolute clown. I love him, but I hate him at the same time. It's a real love-hate relationship. D'Lo can't even walk on that leg. So he won't be able to play this one out, which is... I don't know if that's good or bad news. We've missed 11 shots in a row. Oh my God. You know what? I should have just not said we haven't scored 115 in... We've only scored 115 once in December, because I basically was saying we're going to score 115, and since that point we scored 2 points. This is a mirror image of Nets Orlando the other day. We lost by 1 in that game. I can so see us losing again. You have the lead though, lads. You have the lead. You've had 11 opportunities to keep it going. I don't know, like, Cam Thomas was 6 of 10. He's gone 2 of 12 since. That is merely a product of the past now, though. D'Lo is getting helped to the rooms. He can't walk. That's fucking crazy. Look, all else will not matter if you score a bucket on this possession. But goodness gracious me. High percentage look, please. Portis is their man in the middle. What are you even fucking doing? 8 to shoot. Oh my God. Wilson, Johnson, 3. Nope. Rebound. Nearly. Johnson snatched away by Giannis. Dame's going to pull up. No, he drives it in. Claxton wasn't able to get there. It's another Dame finger roll. 37 seconds. 2 for 1 it. Or not. Oh, this has 3-pointer written all over it. We're going to shoot a 3. We have not scored a point in 6 minutes. They have gone 20 unanswered. Wilson lost the ball. There's a foul. And we're in the bonus, so we're going to the line. But was that a clean knockaway? Because they do have a challenge. Oh, that is clean. That's clean. They're going to win it. They're going to win the job. The funny thing is, this is so strange. I'm not even mad. Like, I don't even care at the same time. It's a really weird way to think. I'd love us to win this game because I really think we deserve it. We were up 109 to 90. And all of a sudden... I cannot believe that. But amazingly enough, it's taken this long. It's taken this long for us to drive it in. Like, Cam Thomas has settled for way too many threes, and I'm not a fan. That's going to be their ball. They're going to fucking win the game. I can't believe it. What did I say about 7 minutes ago? I said, unless we collapse like we did against Orlando, this is a victory. But we just need to score a few buckets to ensure that doesn't happen. We have not scored a bucket since I said that. That's fucking crazy. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. If you are enjoying, though, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new. We'll be back for Nets Sixers on the weekend for more Nets basketball shenanigans. They are reviewing this. It was initially called a foul on Milwaukee. Wilson will shoot 2 free throws if it's not overturned. If it is overturned, and it is deemed a clear strip, it will be Bucks basketball with 23.1 on the clock. They can win the game on the final possession. Even if we have free throws, they can still send it to extended basketball, or they can win the game depending on how many free throws Wilson makes. But let's have a listen and see what the call is deemed. It's their ball. It's their ball. I can't believe it. This is the best tank of all time. So much good in like 42 minutes of basketball, and you can your team was up 24 or whatever, and you still can lose the game. If we didn't have picks, then I'd be mad. If we did, well, we do have picks. I'm not complaining. We've got a defensive lineup out there with Williams, Claxton, Keon Johnson. I'm going to assume Wilson is out there and one other. You just think Giannis is going to take it to the cup here, and you wouldn't be surprised if they make it. Wilson and Cam Johnson, the other two rounding out the 5. It's Giannis. Guarded by Claxton. 2. It's off. Rebound. Zaire is fouled with 6 seconds on the clock, and Williams just needs to make these free throws. And the only thing Milwaukee can do, barring a Sacramento Kings defensive possession, is send this one into overtime. Great defense by Claxton. He forced the miss. Zaire grabbed it, and I thought he was going to get overwhelmed by being in traffic, because sometimes you can get a few people swatting at the basketball, but he did well with the handle. And now the pressure of making your free throws with 6 seconds on the clock. He's a 79.5% free throw shooter. He has not attempted one tonight, but he makes the first and copes with the pressure nicely. But there is one free throw here. This will be the decisive one as to whether we see some extra Nets basketball or not. 112-110. The score. The Bucks. What is going on here? Why are there players? I'm so confused what's going on under the basket. Clax? What? What is going on? What is going on? Clax, get the fuck out of the key! Oh my god, mate, Portis is actually a prick. Portis is a prick. He's trying to roll Claxton up and force him into a technical. That is ridiculous. The lane was clogged for like 2 minutes, and it could have iced Williams here, but he makes the free throw under pressure. He wasn't phased. Ice in the veins. I thought Clax was going to give a tee up and send them up the other end and potentially open up a window for them to steal the game right at the end. But the best the Bucks can do now is tie the game and send this one into extra time, into overtime. The box score says this. It says that, well, it says that the Nets haven't been able to make a fucking shot for an eternity. I mean, I was a child the last time they made a bucket. It is neck and neck. The Bucks have missed 9 of their free throws. Giannis is the culprit of most. He's 3 of 10 from the line. The Nets, you know what? The Nets would be really smart here. They can foul and send the Bucks to the line. They can foul and send the Bucks to the line, and they'd have to shoot 2 free throws. It would be incredibly difficult for the Bucks to win in that case because they have no timeouts now remaining. So you've got to make sure that you don't foul Dame on the 3. I feel like if we foul someone else, if we're able to, whoever's guarding Dame on ball, they need to ensure that Dame doesn't get it directly off the inbounds. Get it into someone else. They're going to look for Dame, I reckon, on the 3. Foul someone else immediately. Send him to the line and live with the consequences, I think. It's going to be Zaire guarding Dame. I like that. The length is going to blanket him. You've just got to ensure that you don't get it to him. They get it into Giannis. Dame's open. It's off. We're going to win. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So the rebound was collected. There was no one. Oh my God, Johnson is limping. Are you fucking taking the piss? That is the worst bullshit I've ever seen in the final 5 seconds of a game. You forced the miss. Good off-ball set by the Bucks. They gave it to Giannis, and you would have thought they were going for a quick two, but Dame wrapped around the break and had an open look. It was off. Good contest. But then Zaire and Cam Johnson fighting for the fucking rebound. I'm pretty sure one of them stood on the sideline. Voice crack in there. Let's have a look. Johnson is safe. He didn't touch the sideline, but was Zaire on the side? I think there's more chance of him being on the sideline than there was Cam Johnson. Now, the other factor in this is, was Zaire out of bounds? Oh my God. They've still got a chance. 0.6 on the clock. So we let them back in. The tanking is real. The tanking is alive. I cannot believe we've somehow given them another chance. They had no one under the basket on the rebound. All you've got to do is defend the perimeter and don't allow a thing. Allow it in. Oh, that's well done. That's well done. Oh, that's brilliant defending on the final play. You just had to stand the three-point line. There were going to be cutters in for two, but they were never going to get an open three. It ended up being a Dame 3 toss-up from the logo, all in one motion. You were never going to generate the power and momentum to get one up. And the Nets survive. And the Nets have won the season series against Milwaukee. This is the most impressive win out of the 4 games we've played, or the 3 wins we've had. I'll tell you what, that is a typical Nets collapse, but amazingly enough, even though we conceded 20 consecutive Buck points, we only got outscored in the quarter by 6. Would you believe it? Would you bloody believe it? And that is why we only win by, well, we win, but we win by 3. It happened in both quarters in the second half, where we started the better team. We went on early quarter runs, and then the Bucks came home strong. I mean, we got the lead out to about 25 or something like that in the third. They got it to about 12, and then in the fourth quarter, we got it out to about 19, and they unfortunately didn't have enough offense in them. Amazingly enough, yeah, only the 25 points despite going on that huge run. Johnson just shot a brick. Talk about that. Oh, yeah. I just, like, have no words. We practically gave them the game. Why are the Bucks so buns? Yeah, we didn't even score over 115. That is incredible. Geordie got told the team... Look, yeah, I'm pretty certain Cam Thomas got given the keys in the fourth quarter. That is the most ridiculous... Like, I cannot believe we didn't lose that game. There is no way we've won the game after... Let me just tell you, the last bucket we scored from the field, you have to go all the way back to, I believe it was a Cam Johnson dunk, that got us up 21 at the 6:55 minute mark of the fourth quarter. It is a drastically similar image to what we did on the last game of 2024. For context, that game, let me see how badly the streak went. We scored a 3 at the 7:16 mark, and we didn't score another bucket from the field until... Oh my God. That was the last bucket we made. The rest of the points we scored were at the free throw line. So we've done it 2 games in a row. 2 games in a row, we have scored or haven't scored in 7 minutes. However, today somehow won the game. How many threes did we miss in that last quarter? I will be able to tell you that right now. Let's get the box score up. I just don't understand how we didn't lose that. Here we go. Let me just show you real quick. I won't show you, but I'll tell you. Actually, I can't do it. That's a shame. It hasn't updated yet. Oh, shot chart. Here we go. 4th quarter. So in the 4th quarter, we went 29% from the field. The only reason we lost was because the Bucks went 32% from the field. And for even more context, let me have a look. 4th quarter, in the final 6.5 or final 7 minutes, the Bucks went 40% from the field. They went 6 of 15. The Nets, 1 of 13, 8%. And they won the game. Oh my golly. That's fucking hilarious. That is hilarious. I can't believe that. 1 of 13 in the final 7 minutes and we won the game. You can't make that shit up. You can't make that up. The script writer's going crazy. Well, I thought the script was written when we gave away when we shot like 0 of fucking 100 in the final 7 minutes, and then we gave him another opportunity with 0.6. But these things happen, I guess. The Bucks were huge underdogs on live betting. Well, yeah, midway through the 4th quarter, they definitely would have, and you would have earned some crazy money if they won the game. You would have put a cheeky $5 on it and probably taken it to the bank, I guess. But let's just have a quick look at the box score, and then we can wrap things up. 26 to CJ. Claxton had a great game overall. 16 points, 11 rebounds. That's 2 games in a row. He's had 15 and 10. Wilson with the 13. D'Lo was far more inefficient today, but the 12 assists are definitely... they were definitely a sight to behold, most of them. Couple good no-looks, couple lobs in there, making the sensible pass, because he only had the 1 turnover. Cam Johnson with 5 turnovers, that's a bit unlike him. But 26 points total. He was great in the minutes where the Nets were actually scoring the ball. And then CT with 24 off the bench. He was far better in the first half. Only mustered up the 7 points in the second half. I mean, those 3-pointers, way too many in the second half. He took 11 and made 2. So I would have liked to have seen him force the issue a little bit more. He only had the 1 free throw in the second half. Zaire had a big part to play in the clutch because he scored our only 2 points in about 7 minutes, but he really coped with the pressure well, and he hit a couple of nice 3-pointers. And Day'Ron Sharpe had a really good game. He was a team high plus 17, so a good showing by him. Keon Johnson as well was good in his minutes. He played some good defense. I think he was the primary assignment on Dame and did a pretty good job. On their end, they got 27 out of Giannis, but he missed what would have been a shot to take the lead. So he'll probably be ruining that missed opportunity alongside the 7 missed free throws. And Dame shot the ball pretty poorly, but he still ended up with 23, and he had a big role to play in that 4th quarter fight back. He played 40 minutes against us. These are the games where you should be having your players play 30 minutes. Lopez only played 22. Middleton played 24. They gave Beauchamp and Pat Connaughton some minutes late to see if they could help force a late game run, but unfortunately that was not to be the case. They were good in the Giannis minutes. They were not so good with the Dame minutes, and that's what really costed him and got him in a deep hole multiple times. Portis had 15 off the bench. Trent had 10 as well. But they they wouldn't be happy about this. Not at all. If you have any comments to make about this game, let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat. Great fun to watch. Worth the $10 listening to your call. Cheers. Let us know what you're feeling after this game, because it's mixed emotions, right? It's like, we did everything right to tank at the end of the game. We probably shouldn't have been up by 20 at any point against this sort of an opposition. We still win, but it's not good for the tank. So that being said, we have the Bucks pick, so I guess it's helping the draft order for them, or for that pick. But if there's not much else to be said, I'll wrap things up here, because we'll move ahead to the game against Philly. We're really sitting in no man's land, though. I tell you what, we're 13 and 20. 13 and 21. We're 5. Like, I thought we'd roped ourselves back in to the potential, the cellar dwellers, by losing to Toronto yesterday, but apparently that was short-lived. And now we've only got 2 less wins than Phoenix, who we traded our picks away for. So I'm not too sure if that's going to look great optics-wise for that trade that we did to get our picks back. But regardless, this was a surprising win, I think, to say the least. Definitely didn't expect it. That being said, though, I think I don't see too much activity in the chat, so I think I'll wrap it up. Bucks could have won, but why did Giannis miss his last shot at the rim? I think the Claxton defense was a pretty big deterring factor, and Giannis really took a back seat in the fourth quarter. I've noticed this. In the fourth quarter, he goes missing. He hit a couple big shots, but when I look back in hindsight and think about their comeback, I don't really think about Giannis having had a big stake on the comeback. Like, he scored 27 in the game, but I feel like a lot of those points came earlier in the contest. Like, let's have a look. Fourth quarter. I just want to see the amount of makes they had and just see Giannis. So he had a couple of free throws. He hit a 2. He hit a layup. And that was it. And then he obviously blew a layup as well. So they had him on the bench for a fair chunk of the fourth. It's because they played him 12 minutes in the third quarter. They did not give him a breather. He needed that 5-minute rest heading into the the clutch minutes, some would say. And, like, at that point, that really hurt them, because we had the lead back out to 21. They had done all the hard work to get it down to like 12, and then to see him sit on the bench for 5 minutes and for it to have that big of an impact, his absence, that really hurt them. Can't believe they blew that game. I wouldn't say they blew the game. We almost did. Fucking hell, these voice cracks are ridiculous. This is what happens when you get a cold, ladies and gentlemen. We almost sold the game like we did in the Orlando game. that was a shocker too. I thought we were destined for that to occur, and we were one Giannis layup away, to be fair, to that happening. We'll be playing the Sixers for the 11 spot. Sixers are playing the Warriors right now. Let's have a look. Well, they're getting smacked up, so I don't know how many games back we are from them. Let's have a quick gaze. We're a game and a half back, so if they lose 13 and 19, yeah, we could be tied with them in the standings if we win tomorrow. So you're probably hoping we don't win, but Philly have won 7 of their last 10, so they're in I'd say they're probably favorites going in, that's for sure. But overall, really good performance, I think. Second half, we were definitely very trigger happy on the free throws, which is something that kept them out of the game in the first half. But I think to hold them to 56 points, even with as many free throws as they did in the second half, what did they end with? They ended with... Shit, it's lagged again. Let's have a look. They ended the game with 28 free throws. They had 20 free throws in the second half. So for them to have 20 second half free throws and only score 56 points, usually that would be a difference maker. But we did well. So credit to the squad. But I'm going to wrap this one up here, I think. Good stream. This is probably the biggest turnout we've had in some time. So I appreciate everyone who's dropped by. We will be back for Nets Sixers on the weekend, so you won't want to miss it. Hopefully I'm feeling much better and I'm not, dropping voice cracks every 5 minutes like it's nothing. But even though we, in the eyes of tankers, we lost today, I'm still going to get G'd up about a win. Because I think that's it's really good to see the winning habits being established. And what, I'm going to be pissed off about a loss? No, I'm not going to be pissed off about a loss. That'd be ignorant, I think. I wouldn't be a sports fan. I wouldn't be a supporter of my team if I was going away from a game pissed off that we played well. Will the Nets tank again in the fourth for a good underdog live betting opportunity? Well, let me just say this. I don't condone betting. But look, I feel like the Nets are probably a good team to potentially capitalize on that opportunity, purely because of their unpredictability. I mean, they're also prone to causing an upset, so maybe that's the way you find a way to be a little bit more healthier in the bank. So ultimately, we end up winning the season series for the first time since the 2013-14 season. I wasn't even a fan then, so that's how long it's been. But, good to see us winning and actually having the Bucks' number, because for years they've pissed me off. So I'm really happy that we've beaten them. And we've beaten them both times away from home. Both games away from home, we've beaten them. So, and even the Grizzlies, you're right, we've won that season series too. So, definitely we've won some games in impressive fashion, and that is, of course, a real positive heading into the future. Whether that is for the fact that it elevates players' trade value, or it's just what we have to look forward to as these players treat us to some good basketball. So, that's going to do it for me. Thanks everyone for tuning in. As I said, Cam Thomas is not starting because they're just easing him back in. There's no reason to rush him back in. And yeah, I mean, there's no real incentive to rush him. What's the point? I don't want to risk injuring his hamstring again for another, and not seeing him for another month, purely because people were impatient that he wasn't playing an adequate amount of minutes. Anyway, I'm done here. I'm going to stop answering questions. We can save those for another day. Great stream. Hopefully I'll be better in a couple of days' time and I don't sound like I've got a clogged nose. That's going to do it for me, though. Good win. Enjoy the win. Don't sook about it, because it's good to see this team playing some good basketball. As long as you don't remain attached to the outcome too much, just take it for what it is, So, yeah. Cheers, everyone. Have a good day. Stay safe. Talk to you soon. I appreciate your support. We'll catch you in 48 hours. See you guys.